I agree with this comment right here. You need deadlines. Writers will often get stuck in their head and trying to get everything perfect. Always afraid that somebody's going to critique it. But as an indie writer, you're not just a writer, you're also a business person. You run a business. And so a business needs deadlines. Like I said in a previous video, I released my first book. My deadline was me turning 40. And so I wanted to get that done before I turned 40. And I hit it. And the book did very well. It was profitable. The book now, called Kevin in 7 Lines, has over 900 reviews on Amazon, so it got noticed. But when I go to schools now and I read that book, you better believe there are parts of that book that I go, ooh, I would not write that like that now. Or when I read it now, I go, oh, it's about 200 to 400 words too long because it's a picture book. And so there's always something that later on you could critique, but you need to be able to finish a book, learn your lessons, and then take those lessons and put them into the next book. Because remember, if you're indie, you're a business. Think like a publisher. You need product to sell, and in order to have product to sell, you need to get it out onto the market. Okay, that's what you need to be doing. And so, yes, it creates, we like to play in our world and everything, nothing is ever perfect. Think of George Lucas. George Lucas made the original Star Wars movies. Those were famous. Those made him a billionaire. But yet he still kept going back and tinkering with them. It happens to everybody. And of course the Star Wars fans are like, your first version was perfect. What are you doing? So that's a different video. But the idea is that you need to release it. There's always going to be something you want to change, but you need to release in order to be a writer. There's writing, there's fixing it, but then in order to be a writer, you have to release, you have to publish it. All right. So that's how I keep myself going. Even with my most recent book, my Number Investigator 6, I wanted, because I did a Kickstarter, I told all my Kickstarter supporters that my goal is to get it out by the end of June, and I'm on target for that. And because I'm indie, if I'm a day or two late, that's okay. But it still gives me a deadline. Like, I have to have this book out, physical copies in the mail by June the 30th. Okay, there's my deadline. Doesn't matter if I think, oh my gosh, this book could have been better. No, June the 30th, it is in the mail. You need to get it out. All right, that's how. So this is all in response to how do indie writers know when you're finished? You're finished when the deadline is there. So give yourself a deadline. All right, thanks.